Hands
angle
from
there,
Nathan,
nice,
big
nice
left
kick.
Here comes Jordan
Come back with those hands again.
Hey yo, it's your boy Shane here. Before we start today's episode, we have a new sponsor on board. So getting behind the Combat Chat podcast now is Manscaped, who are the best in the world for men's below the waist grooming. Their products are precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's performance package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle, is here. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free shipping worldwide with the code COMBATCHAT, all one word. If my maths correct, that's about 8 million balls. Okay, fellas, let's be honest. There's always that story of us trying to trim the hedges, mow the lawn when in the younger days, but even probably now, because we don't want anything scraggly down here. We don't want our budgie smugglers to look like they're tarantula smugglers. Okay, we've got to keep it fresh. Okay, and this is where the lawnmower 4.0 comes in place, and I've used it myself. And it's great. I got nothing but good things to say about it, actually. So, I'm going to kind of keep everything pristine from now on because Manscaped's on board. And it doesn't stop there. You also got the Weed Whacker, which is good for the nose hairs, the ears hairs. You also have the ball deodorant, the ball toner. So after you smooth it and kind of moisturize some of them, they're going to be smooth as eggs. Who doesn't want to touch them after that? For real. So in saying that, it's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code COMBATCHAT, all one word. So remember, to get 20% off, free worldwide shipping, put in Combat Chat at manscaped.com. And remember, unlock your confidence and always use the right tools with the job with Manscaped. Oh yeah, your boys are back again.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm in the seat, late. Which is becoming increasingly common occurrence, but I'm here.
We do it on the weekend. We keep it casual.
Yeah, weekends.
All right, so a little bit to go through today. We'll go through pretty quick from here. We got some really good eruption fights that happened last week.
Good card, that.
Yeah. We also got your fight coming up on Rebellion and the whole card in Roots as well. We should do a little bit of a preview on that one. I just want to get first off just a couple just off the cuff reactions.
Yeah, we're busy in that. I don't know when you guys will hear this, but one championship is ongoing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it, as we record right now.
Yeah, I think Nongo is fighting Harrison right now, so no good on the recap.
While we're kind of fresh on that, quick reaction: Diandra Martins taking the win against Amber Kitchen,
as we all knew she would.
Mm-hmm. It's it was solid. It was a good kind of showing. Oh yeah, get it out. Yeah. Represent.
I'm back.
Check it out on YouTube. People listening. How did you think this performance by Diandra look compared to her first time in the ring? Obviously, two different components.
Very, very different opponents. Yeah, I thought Diandra did a really good job at thinking on her feet here. It was strong performance from both, but Diandra really brought that home through round 2, round 3. Amber had quite a good first round. But yeah, Diandra measured well, used her kicks really nicely. There was probably a little bit more exchanging in the punches that I was expecting.
Yeah, she threw a lot longer combinations than she used to.
Yeah, and kind of I thought it was a little bit going to be a bit of a battle for Diandra's knees and kicks versus maybe Amber's boxing offense, but Diandra was quite content to punch with her and got the better of a lot of those punch exchanges. Really caught. Amber's got quite a nice style. I thought in the beginning was doing a good job of doing her work and kind of retreating out, and Diandra did a really good job of catching her when she didn't have her sort of her posture straight. She would kind of lean back and then cut an angle, and that's when Diandra would kind of walk over the top of that, get her in a compromising position, and then just those long straight punches.
Maybe it was I heard on the broadcast from the commentators. I didn't hear anything before him, but they said Diandra says she's going to take her out by head kick knockout. Was that maybe a little bit gameplay into making Amber leaning back?
Well, I don't know. I almost feel like as well the whole big thing with almost what got Diandra signed was that massive head kick knockout of Yolanda. So maybe it's a little bit. That's what the highlight people are going to see. So lean in. Just be like, that's what I do.
That's it.
I'm going to come head kick you.
And then I'll flip the script on you.
Yeah, it was good. And I thought it was a bit it was good to see I think Diandra really showed her versatility in this fight because she did something distinctly different to what I believe the majority would have expected. But also, I thought coming out of that Smiller fight, you maybe would have expected her to be all long kicks and knees and not really play a punching game, but seemed quite content to develop that rather than, just try to go to her foundational strength. So, yeah, that was really good. Nice. Happy to see Diandra get the win. I really like Diandra. Yeah. Can't tell by my shirt.
A couple of big knockouts on that card as well.
So, fucking knockouts galore.
Wow,
excuse my French.
Yeah, so Superlek takes out Walter Glongas.
That was mad.
Yeah, it was just that elbow.
Walter looked good. Like he was working, and I thought Walter had. I don't know what. Actually, I wouldn't say he had the right idea against Superlek. 'Cause I don't know what the right idea is.
I think Walter just kind of leaned, just goes, "I'm a bit short. I'm just going to try and bang and then go up."
And was really, I thought, looked to make it a physical confrontation, and was. Kind of making Superlek feel him a little bit. He was on his back at one stage, was kind of wrestling forward, maybe trying to tire him out. But Superlek, we were watching this, and the thing is, he's just a computer. Like, because you watch him, and he hit that same elbow twice.
Yeah,
it was almost like just one. And Walter is tricky in that. Watch the way he goes to the ground and how he strategically avoids getting countered. Like, watch how he positions his hands and adds a little bit of bounce up off the ground.
Coming straight up again.
So he can kind of hop straight. And it was like more of a flash knockdown, but it's like...
Yeah, the first one's especially.
Superlek just dials it in. Like, that's my shot. And then just gets... Like, because it's crazy, that level of IQ where it's just like, he's already seen you do it once and you still hit it, like, and just cold clock him this on second attempt. Like... That's a different kind of IQ.
Yeah, so he just found that moment, but like he just
can't give him anything. Can't give him anything. Once he had that look, that's my shot. But also just a good he gave. I like the way Superlek fights in one championship. In that he's quite disdainful.
Yeah,
like a lot of the time, elite stadium ties when they start to fight Westerners in like a one championship type format, they almost do less. Like they're minimalist in their approach to I'm just going to score my points and move. Superlek is like almost reckless in comparison to how he would fight in the stadium. Like he chases guys.
Oh yeah. And he's just smashing people.
Yeah, he gave Walter like 15, 20 seconds to do what he wanted. And he's like, all right, I got it. And that up elbow.
Just kill him.
Yeah, Thomas Allah has went just against an aggressive fighter like Walter. I always thought that was going to be a really good 3 rounds.
Well, it was looking that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just put the stamp on that first round.
Yeah, I thought Walter was like kind of the dark horse of that tournament. He's good. Had a really good showing against Rodtang. But Superlek, not fucking around.
Wow. And then just recently, I just only saw the highlights on Instagram. It's like Pompey just scores a devastating knockout of Michael Savas.
Yeah, I feel bad for Savas here. I think...
Got the raw end a little bit?
A little bit. Like, I think... I don't know, you're trying to fight Rodtang and you fight Pampayak. It's not like you went from, that's you got a big night of work either way, but I just, something about, they're stylistically completely different. I don't know what the fuck happened with Rodtang. I'm sus about it.
Well, it's like what they say, he felt sick, but then like Liam Harrison posted on one of the posts, he goes, Rodtang refused to make weight.
I know a guy who's there. Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing a little bit more like, I don't know.
Just things that happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, like, have one championship that we taking care of the weight cutting problem, but now they get on to the big thing, but 9 people.
Should we get into that?
Might as well a little bit.
The one championship hydration testing or whatever it is a fucking farce. like, for sure. They didn't fix anything. I don't know. I have this conversation a lot. People like, everyone should do what one championship's doing. No, they the fuck should not. Like, these guys are still coming in big. I just think it's a gameable system like any weigh-in system is. Whether it's, we long ago figured out how to game the weigh-in system. You get in the sauna, you this, whatever. Let's not get into it. People know how to game the hydration system too. I've spoken to people who have done it many times. How to cut weight and still pass weight in hydration. I think the problem they have is some of the roster know how to do that, and it's become the same as any other weigh-in. It's just business as usual. A lot of the roster don't, and they are failing their hydration and stuff like that. But it's just, you look at like Cosmo Alexander when he was in one. He's fucking huge. So he figured something out. Like some of these guys obviously know how to cut weight. It's just that like you just see this already. Like the weigh-in for this one was at midnight local time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So you already got him like doing really kind of non-optimal things to make this work for their US television debut. And then like you are building is okay. I understand the logic at a high level behind this test the hydration and stop them cutting weight thing. It is clearly not working, and it's causing more harm than good. Like half of your card failed.
Yeah,
that has to be like a systematic problem. More like what? Like if you are a world class league, how can half of the card? Not quite. 920.
Yeah, it just kind of shows the flaw of the system because, like, even like before this like big US kind of debut, from there was no kind of media coverage of the weigh-ins. Yeah. So you can kind of, I guess you could, if you really wanted to, fudge some of the ongoings there because it's just not in public. But now because they made it public, there's nowhere to kind of really hide anything, is there?
Yeah,
it's just kind of out there. Which is does it change, or did they go, oh, we know we're going to do this better, or? Yeah.
Look, whatever they're doing is not working. I understand that most people who are kind of trumpeting this are just not watching it that closely. Like you hear it all the time, like the Joe Rogans of the world, like one championship fixed weight cutting. How? Yeah, by making sure no one fights.
Also talked to many athletes that's actually been one championship, and they don't like it.
Yeah, it sucks. Like I get it. See, how do you fix weight cutting? I don't know. I don't know how you stop guys from cutting weight, but I think the best way, the first step is just heaps more weight classes. And I understand what this means from a promotional standpoint. Like if you have a weight class I think about every 2.5 kilos is good.
Yep.
And then what, do you have 20 world champions? I don't know. I'm not that into like the title thing. Because I'm a bit more, I just like to watch the fights. I understand promotionally you need marketable world champions, and it's hard when you have a 70, a 72, and a 74. But to me, it's just like, what do these two guys weigh, and what's a logical weight for them to check in at? I'm not even that much in favor of weight classes.
Just let them ride.
No, more so in like, okay, what do you weigh and what do you weigh, and what's the best way to prove that we're roughly the same size? It doesn't have to be like it's 70. Okay, could be 71. Yeah. Could be 72. Who cares?
Make some good fights happen.
Yeah, and I think the way, and I understand the counter argument because people say if you have more weight classes, it's like, a 70 kilo fighter probably will be like, all right, I'm cutting enough weight. I can't go down to 65, but maybe he could go down to 67.5. Yeah. So you might actually just be having them cut more weight. In the early going, sure, but I also think the benefit would probably outweigh the detriment in the sense that I think if you just you give people more room to, like, especially with those one championship style. That's what I've never understood is this whole thing with, oh, we're going to fix weight cutting. But it's what's backward is the MMA weight classes. Why are they like this?
Why are they so wide apart?
70, 77, 84. What the? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like, same thing. Yeah, needs more weight classes in it.
Yeah, instead of making them do this bullshit hydration testing that does nothing except cancel fights.
Well, if you're talking about make good fights and the belts from there, it's like promotionally probably better because you can put a title on every fight.
Have 10 million belts, yeah, and then have super fights. Have people being 9 weight class champions because you got one every 500 grams. It's cool.
Let's go the way of boxing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so that's does it for the quick shots a little bit there.
Yes. Congratulations, Diandra.
Yeah, awesome fight. I want to see in there again.
And call out at the end. You catch that?
No, I didn't see
it. She got on the microphone and said she wants to fight Jackie Bunton next.
Good fight.
I'm on board.
I'm on board for that.
Chachi, if you were seeking my approval, which I'm sure you were, you have it.
Stamp. All right. So, Eruption was on weekend, and it's the buzz of the town, isn't it? Especially the one fight on there of Cruz Briggs versus Jonathan Aiulu. One that goes down into like the Oz Muay Thai history books.
Absolute
banger.
Hall of Fame fight.
Mm-hmm. Like I saw the highlight clips, and then I go, wow, these guys go back and forth. But then when you see the whole fight, I go, oh my god, this was the entire fight, just kind of going at each other.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because there were so many moments. Like most of the highlights that were traveling the most probably actually didn't really paint a picture of the story of the fight that well in a lot of ways too. It's definitely worth a watch. It's on the Eruption YouTube page. Yeah, it's insanity.
I guess it's hard to appreciate like the stone cold power that Jonathan Aiulu has.
He's like a bus.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like nothing loaded. It's just very like it's just hands in the chamber, lets it go. Good timing, good mechanics.
Because he has incredible power, of course, but I think people underrate like his IQ. Like he's such a ferocious puncher, not just because he has that incredible power, but because of his placement and his ability to find a counter shot. Like he often plays second. That's like it's making these shots fit as much as it is the power that he hits with. Is something.
Mostly like the knockdowns that you saw, the wobbling of like Cruz from there, like the timing. He most of the time caught Cruz on one leg, Wales kicking.
Yeah, he plays the counter really well. And like, fuck, one of those knockdowns in particular, I think it was the second one.
Yeah.
How the fuck did Cruz get up from that?
Like, man, Cruz like really push the envelope in this.
Man, possessed.
Come back. He just like the old Undertaker get up, going, the dead man.
His trainer was in the ring practically before he was so sure he was out.
That's fair.
And like he got a little bit, some interesting reffing decisions in this fight. Like there's a bit of a long count, and like I thought Cruz would. Like he went down hard, and then you start to see him show some signs of life, and you're like, holy shit, Cruz is gonna answer this count.
It was just amazing. But also, like, Cruz had his moments like that. Like, the left kick for him was, like, it was pretty much on the money that night.
Right after that big knockdown, he almost scored a count of his own with that left kick. Caught Jonathan getting excited coming into punch. And it was an interesting left kick because he threw it at a really close range. And I think that's why it was landing so... And it did have that quite upward sort of angle. And that's why it came over the top of Jonathan's punching hand and, like, really wobbled him back. But
It's interesting because like most of the time when you see Cruz, it's not really a kick-heavy game.
Nah.
Like especially in his last couple of fights from there, it's like, just relied on the hands.
Definitely. And also interesting, like in that same kind of characteristic, like he didn't kick the body a lot in this fight. It was like he was throwing knockout kicks. Yeah. Always aiming for the jaw. And landed a couple of them really well. And then it was the low kick towards the end that was starting to... Cruz had a really good round 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Really good, like, and incredible considering he was coming back from that number of counts. Like, just the hard on him.
I think like he might be like an Eruption favorite coming back again. That's the type of fighting they like to see.
Yeah, if you're not into that, I don't know what the fuck you want.
Yeah, I think like Cruz is like just more so like just kind of been underlying on the scene a little bit.
Yeah, but I think he's had trouble staying. Like he's a very popular guy. But has had trouble staying active, couple of injuries. But that's the thing, like we've spoken about the podcast before, his ability to come back from injuries, like the form that he comes back in. He's had some long layoffs. Doesn't seem to be bothered. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it sucks. It kind of sucks because we were meant to have him like a week ago, but man, I think that's my fault that time. I was just fucked up sick, unfortunately.
I probably fucked it too.
I was like, but we're gonna get Cruz on soon as well. He wants to come on and have a chat, especially after that fight. Yeah,
will be good. And I know
you should do a watch back with him. Let's watch back some of this fight.
I know he's raring to go. He's trying to get something set up to get back in the ring straight away. So
rest that brain after that fight, man.
Maybe, but fighters fight.
Fighters fight, indeed.
Yeah.
So also on this guy, previous guest of the podcast, James Honey was on there. Fought late replacement Cedar.
Yeah.
And look, probably anticlimactic type of ending to this fight.
I kind of felt bad for James because, like, he had a very impressive win, but I almost felt like he wanted to do more.
It was fun, like when the knockdown happened, it came from a body shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could see in the corner where he was going like, what? And then it's like his tongue, get up.
Yeah, he wanted more.
We got to actually fight. Get up.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe he feels like Sidar went down easy or he was just disappointed at not getting the ring time. But like he was going to fight Jay and that probably would have been, you would have guessed it as kind of a back and forth war and also a chance for him to redeem a loss. So I think was probably pretty hungry for that. And then, the opponent changed a couple of times and I don't know, he was briefly going to fight Will Chope and that was a non-fight.
Yeah, that's
respectfully. Yeah. And this kind of ended up, look, it was a strong performance. It's just I felt bad for him just because it seemed like he wanted to give more after. But fuck, first round KO.
Yeah. Is this how it goes?
Yeah.
On those ones. But
no damage before he's got that big title fight coming up.
Yeah, look, he's got that big one coming up from there. So he'll get back on horse, have another good showing again. It's like probably
get your money and roll on. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what. I hadn't seen much of Sidar, to be honest. I'm not.
Originally he was meant to fight Toby Smith on the very same.
He was, yeah. That's what. Cause that was kind of like. I know he's been doing the Muay Hardcore thing and stuff, but I thought him getting the call for Toby, that's usually a pretty good indicator that he's a high up dude. So
that's a good thing, isn't it? Yeah,
because no one's trying to pick easy fights for Toby.
Nah.
Yeah.
So when you're that kind of level from there, it's like.
And the Thais know Toby too. You know what I mean?
You better come correct.
Yeah.
Fight him. So, was there any other fights on the Eruption card that you wanted to talk about?
I thought Papas and Arono was fun.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Papa's always good to watch.
Always good to watch. Very nicely structured guy. And Arono, I don't think he'd fought in like 4 years.
Yeah.
And lost a step. Aggressive. Threw some big hands. That was a fun fight. Arono will box Riverdaz next.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Cool. So so that's gonna be like a little bit later in the year, I'm guessing.
Next Warriors Way.
Next Warriors Way. No, okay, interesting. But other than that, Eruption, pretty good night.
Good card, good entertainment value. It was a big card. Even kind of the early undercard guys were established pros for the most part. So.
Good
enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's easy to be eclipsed by the Cruz versus Aiulu after.
But fuck, that was worth the price of admission alone.
Exactly. So remember, check that on the Eruption's Facebook page. Have a watch, and have some fun. All right, so we're not going to be in studio next week because we're both going to be in Melbourne.
Both be in Melbourne.
Yeah.
First time in a Melbourne fight show in a while for you, hey?
Yeah, it's been a minute. Actually, this is probably the first time I've been on a plane since the pandemic hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Not because I'm afraid or anything. I just haven't had the chance to go anywhere.
Oh, good one. Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Good to see.
One. So, for myself, I have Kaiwe Jones versus one of Matt Williams' boys, Dylan.
Wickham.
Sorry, my bad. From there, this was Cy threw it to us a couple of weeks ago because the original opponent for Dylan pulled out, and we did put a name down before, and we said, yeah, cool. More than want to come down and have a bang out.
Yeah.
Should be a good fight.
You should be good. I think the experience is quite firmly in Kai's favour. Dylan's got some good raps on him though, and sort of starting to progress through the kind of roots system. So I think it's fun fight. Good for Kai to get interstate a little bit. Has had the vast majority of his fights outside of a nationals appearance in New South Wales.
All the nationals.
All Sydney. Yeah.
Yeah. New South Wales, ACT.
Yeah.
Area there. But that should be a good one. On the Roots card, I think we're the second last fight on the Roots portion of that.
And doing just one marathon card, hey, not a day show and a night show, just starting late afternoon.
5 o'clock start.
Yeah.
For the Roots card, and then it should roll.
Probably a 5 a.m. finish. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some fights, isn't there? Oh, yeah. Especially on that main card, they're all. I think they're all 5 rounders.
There's so you got Roots has only sort of 4 fights. No, there is a few. Yeah. You got Roots, and then that. There's almost a transitionary sort of early rebellion with the guys that have just progressed from Roots that will fight in 3 rounders. That's just 3 fights, and then a full 5 round rebellion main card.
All right, cool. So let's go into the Rebellion card. But now, so like you actually got a match.
This has been a serious adventure. Serious adventure. I mean, like Sai ran through it on his live stream the other day, I think, so we can talk about all the opponents. Is that like, I mean, look, the original plan, I was going to fight Tim again. Yes, we were going to read that. Like, I forgot that was the original plan because the majority of the preparation I was doing for this. Well, Tim was on straight away. Like, Sai asked about it in the ring after our last fight. Do you want to do it again in whatever month it is now? And we were like, yeah, and we accepted it. And that's what we had the Queensland fight in the middle. But our plan was we were doing that, and then we were rolling straight in. So we didn't. I wouldn't say we like started preparing Ultra specifically because he pulled out quite early. But when I kind of always know when Aram's going to tell me a fight's off because like just know from his sort of tone that he's not got.
Hey, you got some news, boy.
But yeah, he called me after I had been training with Chet one night. One of the nights he was in Albion Park rather than Sydney, and he's like, I need to talk to you about your fight. And I was like, oh, okay, what? And I was like, okay, he's going to tell me today. He goes, look, you're fighting, but there's been a little switch up. And I was like, okay, what's happening? He goes, I want to talk about it in person. I was like,
I hate those conversations.
Yeah, but then I was also like, you called me because you need to talk, but you don't actually want to talk, so we probably could have waited. And he's like, look, I need you to forget about the Tim fight for now, but this is going to be a test. And I was like, okay, like that's a good one to go home and sleep on. Like we really could have talked about this tomorrow.
I like the anxiety.
Yeah, but then he called, and the next day he's like, we're going to fight Jabbar Askarov. And then I was like, all right, sweet. I was really excited. But he was like, when he was talking to me the day before, he's like, I need you to know we've got something big, but I know you can win. And I was like, well, I would hope so. And he says, yeah, we're going to fight Jabbar Askarov. And he kind of gave me his thoughts on the fight. And I was like, I was really excited. I thought it was a big opportunity.
Find a legend?
Guy I've been watching fight for a really long time, and there's a lot of interesting, like Jabbar is like a superstar of striking sports in general. Yeah, has done them all, and it was interesting. I haven't seen him fight Thai boxing for a long time. Been mostly doing the K1 thing, but over in one championship, and now I think it's in Melbourne at least for the minute, and it looked pretty good. But there was a couple of factors and getting it over the line. I think it was just a few logistical things in terms of the negotiation, and then that's why there was no post. It was kind of on but not on for a while, and then we kind of got told like it was on, like it was confirmed all good, and then he busted his hand or something, hurt himself, unfortunately. So that was
his hand on Jonathan Tu's head.
Yeah, I think MMA gloves are tricky. Which was always kind of the concern.
Of course.
And then that was off. But at this point, it was like they put the call out for another opponent, and there was some talk of just getting someone in from, like, you know, at short notice, there's not that many guys to fight. Like, a lot of guys are matched as well. And I think we were briefly matched with Tengnung.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, at 75 kilos.
Okay.
Because Aram called me with that one too and was like, look, you can say no to this. And I was like, let's just do it. Yeah, I'll just eat and it'll be cool. But that was kind of like, that wasn't really that was never.
Probably like
that was just
not like
an
a
idea.
rebellion quality kind of fight to have.
I mean, it's a fucking really dangerous fight. Tengnung's a monster. He's just 75 is not my weight class. I know, I would have done it as well.
There's other people that can take that fight.
Yeah, I'm hope they can get Tengnung over for Rebellion. I just don't know. That's a scary proposition. Who fights him? And then we just got to a point where like Aaron was kind of like, keep training and we'll just see what happens. And then I got told like it's off, like to the point where I had accepted the commentary job.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, I'll just go down and commentate, support Soraya. And then I think like almost a week after that, Fairtex had come back and said, no, we've actually got someone. So I was just completely off for like almost a week, I think.
Yep.
Like it was a while. And like Aaron and I were talking like really sweet. We got a big fight in November, and he's like, look, it'd probably be good for you, have some rest and come in fresh. I want you to take a break and this. And luckily I didn't. And then, it was back on. So it's been a real adventure.
So your opponent is like Andy Sahoski.
Yes.
I don't know much about him other than being like a 2-time IFMA medalist.
Yeah. WMC European champion.
Coming over
also.
with Matt Lucas, who's going to be jumping the commentary booth as well.
With Kieran Walsh.
Awesome. That's a good commentary team.
I mean, it could have been better, but can't be everywhere.
Yeah, so many hats, so little time. But you're on now, and there should be a good fight. So
I think it's a good fight.
5-rounder, yeah?
5 rounds, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it's interesting because I watched a little bit of Andy, and you could still, he does have that IFMA style.
Yeah.
Like, it's like more volume based, probably even a little bit more kickboxing based.
Yeah, he's technical, quite unorthodox in that. I know he has some. I honestly, to be honest, haven't. Once we get to opponent number 3, I'm like, I'm going to be there. Someone else is going to be there. But I've seen a little. I haven't been aware of him, through the Fairtex promotions and things. Yeah, he's got some tricksy, that European style kind of hybrid, I suppose, across possibly Thai boxing and high volume, technical, has some unorthodox moves, back kicks and whatnot. Yeah.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, but it's going to be good. I think it's a good test for me. I'm really grateful that Psy and Rebellion kind of just put this on because I'm not local.
Quite a different match that you've been used to in your last couple of fights as well. And so, guys say kind of bring a bang type of style.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's going to try and match Gas Tank for Gas Tank if he wants to try and fight the way he wants to fight.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Who's got the bigger gas tank?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time there's this idea of like I'm quite getting a little bit of a rep as like a walk forward war fighter, but like, man, I don't know why. But I can be pretty technical as well. So like,
so when it just comes down to getting the red mist.
Yeah. I know there's something about the Rebellion just canvas makes me a little bit cuckoo.
Fair.
But like I can fight a technical style also. Like let's just see.
See how it plays
I don't know, yeah.
Cool.
Don't know what to expect. I'm still I feel like I've been talking to a lot of my friends down in Victoria and they say the crowd will adopt me for this fight. Yeah. Which I need because really like I'm not local, but I'm the local.
There's people come
in this fight. Like it's not
almost like a Toby Smith.
There's no Victorian, but like it's Australia versus an international. Exactly. So I need the local crowd to adopt me because I'm sensitive. I want people to cheer.
Get behind your boy.
So yeah, I know I feel like I've set an expectation for the Rebellion crowd now, and I will bring more of the same.
Delivery.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's talk about like the rest of the card.
Yes.
Let's go into your teammate. So, Soraya Halmami.
That's a fight.
Versus Joanne Lai. Awesome fight.
That's a fight.
I really like this fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so down for this. Just sit down. Okay, let's go. This is such a good fight.
Yeah.
Come through. So Joanne Lai's been like pretty much on a tear.
Like, looking kind of
taking some good belts and there. It's like always looked really strong.
Yeah.
As well, and going against Soraya now, it's like same thing. It's always talks about the experience of Soraya to other people, but never looks out of place.
Ignore that. When you see the records and stuff, it's not even worth reading into. Like Soraya's an enigma.
Yeah.
Like her record. Like you look at what she's doing against Kim Townsend in her last fight. Like Soraya's had like 7 fights or something. And she hasn't had some massive, like, people like to suggest, she must have had some crazy amateur. That's everything.
Yeah.
2 fights in headgear
and straight on.
Yeah. Her whole experience is everything you see there. So just ignore records. Her skill just far outdoes what's on the record. I don't even know how. It should be impossible.
But this shapes up to be like some really good matchmaking once again by Sai Naji, and like I'm just really interested like to see Soraya just bring it there because like when you even seen Tim Townsend and like other fights, she never really gets bullied around.
No,
and like and Joanna like a lot of her style is. Like, it is a bully type of style.
Yeah, Joanne is, I think, a difficult woman to match physically. And I think one of the big things to watch in this fight is kind of how they stack up in terms, of like ring presence and physicality. Like, you won't bully Soraya around. That's a technical thing, and that's just a general demeanor thing. She's very, very difficult to push around, to discourage. And then I think potentially from Joanne's side, that means like it's an exciting opportunity to watch Joanne maybe have to work through a few more gears. And I'm very interested to see the approach that they take against Soraya. Does she play a little bit more of a sit-back technical style with respect to what Soraya can do if you go out and meet her? Or do they do more of the same and try to just overmatch Soraya as they often do against their opponents? I'm really interested to see how this plays out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good one. Yeah, especially for ladies Muay Thai, it's a great fight to get
behind. And a few things to watch. Like, I know I'm quite close to Soraya's camp, obviously. It's different training wise. Like, the fight with Kim was her first fight back after having a baby. This one as well. I've had a bit going on in the gym that has just kind of started to straighten out. Soraya's working down there with Crew Nat. So, where before she's kind of really just scratching a training camp together, she has a full-time trainer working with her now, which she didn't have before. Like, she's always trained with Aram, of course, but, she's down in Albion and most of the resources were here in Sydney, so she'd often have to train herself, and she's managing baby and training. I think the additional pair of hands, and Krunad is an excellent trainer. Monko Tong, really, really good. Soraya looks absolutely fierce. I can't wait.
Yeah, so you're going to see the best version of her out there.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm up first because I'll just be in the crowd. Aaron will find something for me to do, bro.
Of course. All right, so going from there, we have like I think. So I was saying like almost a year to the day that River Daz enters the Muay Thai ring again.
It feels like longer, eh?
Yeah, it does feel like longer. Guess like,
it was a rough period of time. Yeah,
as it goes. Versus the ever game Zach Anderson from Riddlers.
I love this fight.
Yeah, I like when I did that Instagram poll for all time bangers, Zach's name came up a lot.
He only does bangers.
That's it. That's all he knows.
Remember when he fought 2 ties at once?
Yes. His teammate Presley bowed out. He goes, I'll carry it.
Well, it's also like, I don't think any one trainer, it's a Victorian show, I don't think any one trainer has more fighters on than Darren Reese.
Yeah, that's what sort of lineup. Busy man.
What a guy. I'm excited to see him again. I really like him.
So it seems to River Daz going back to Muay Thai, but seems to as you alluded to before, that he's going to probably fight a Rono in boxing, going to be kind of going one between the other.
He doesn't give a fuck, eh? He's just versatile.
Fights.
Yeah. Show up and do the business under any rules.
Like when we saw him the last time on the Muay Thai against Alexi.
Yeah.
From there, Alexi is always that it's hard to figure him out. He's got a great style to him where it's he's going to probably allude you to something to distract you what he's really trying to do. For me, but when I think of Zach, it's more so it's very you know what you're going to get. But it's going to be fucking hard.
Serious war fighter. Yeah, I think probably an interesting consideration here is I think Rivers back down at what he's
gone down.
His better weight,
61.
61. Yeah, I'm almost feel he fought Alexi 65 plus. I'm sure
you could see the size difference.
There was a big size difference. So yeah, that's worth considering. I know Zach kind of thought he got the raw end of the stick in the decision on his last Rebellion fight, and that was a class fight. It doesn't get much better at that weight than Chris. So he's been up testing his mettle against the best guys. That's a really good sort of litmus test ahead of fighting a guy called River who has not been as active in Muay Thai, but River is special.
Yeah,
you could look at he's not been fighting because before Alexia, I think he'd had some time away from Muay Thai as well, across kickboxing and boxing.
Yes,
but special doesn't matter.
Special, he you can always tell whatever he's going to fight, he's fully committed to it.
Yeah,
to that training camp, and just covers every aspect from there. And it's good training, but he's trains with Ramesh.
Him and Ramesh have become. It's funny because that was the fight everyone wanted to see for a while, and
But they're going, we'll just join forces instead.
She's good. Speaking of
course. So, so we have Ramesh taking on Sagmon Cole from Strong Harp. Originally, also at a Revolution gym, Tim Fisher gym. So, this is going to be another good match. Like, the whole lineup is really solid from top to bottom.
It's really Rebellion coming back to pre-pandemic Rebellion.
So you got Ramesh, Habib coming through, obviously, as even Sly alluded to, again, a future Hall of Famer for the Rebellion.
Has to be.
Yeah. And it's just, I'm always like, I've never been disappointed watching a Ramesh fight.
Nah, Ramesh is class.
It's always like, I love your style. Like, it's like, for someone that's like super tall, likes to work the body and then set up the head kicks a fair bit.
He was vicious against
just ruthless against Leo.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
How do you reckon Sagmon Cole is going to look against in this bout against Ramesh?
I think it's always that interesting. Like if you want to play out range with Ramesh, you're playing a favourable game. I know he's also quite long, but I mean, there's always that kind of. I think the guys that have done well against Ramesh have really made it kind of an ugly sort of walk forward clinch style fight. I'm not sure if that's the game Sagmon Cole's going to want to play. I think if he, I think to have the best shot against Ramesh, you've got to really put the pressure on from quite early and try to kind of drag him into deep order. If you try to play a pace game and at sort of like a comfortable range, Ramesh just gets better and better and better. Interesting to see how it plays out. Does Ramesh start a little bit harder?
Yeah.
Tries to not give his Thai opponent time to think and get settled. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'd probably be.
He's not a slow starter in general.
No.
And pick up a head kick knockdown whenever he feels like it. Not one to wait.
Just takes the opportunities.
Yeah.
Doesn't mind pushing a bit of a pace at times as well. But good fight coming up. And then the headline, the card from here. So we have Tam winner Muay Thai versus
how fucking good's that?
Kamsab from Pursuit Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kamsab, man.
It's they've kind of been doing the similar kind of career paths on different sides of the country. It comes out more so on Western Australian side on Muay Thai Grand Prix and all that, and then you got Tam just running the rebellion scene.
I feel like Kamsab's almost like one of the underrated Australian-based. Has he even lost here?
Not that I know.
Beats everyone.
Yeah, but he's
just kind of quietly doing his thing. Yeah, he's just quietly doing his thing over there, beating absolutely class opposition, and this is a really tidy style matchup.
This is definitely one for the fan, for
the purists.
Yeah, Rebellion OGs.
Yeah,
they know what's up.
A couple interesting ones Tum just stepped in and fought Chad on short notice, and Chad got the win. Yeah. Tum looked, it was on short notice, maybe looked like he wasn't
just
quite,
doing seminars.
Wasn't quite fight ready, so I'll be interested to see, because that's one of the things, Kamsab's a real winner. He's not a laid back, he gets after it, and that's an interesting one, as you can see this, especially with kind of ties that are sort of on the back end of the respect can kind of make it a little bit of a slow fight. I've been talking to some of my friends from WA, and they're like, don't expect that. Yeah, expect Kamsab to really try to walk Tum down and take the fight. And it's interesting to see, does that loss to Chad fire Tum up? Is he thinking, oh shit, I've got to, does it light a fire under his ass, or has he lost a step? Well, hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Not that fucking
record doesn't allude to it.
Yeah, but it's been a while. It had been a while since we'd seen him then. I think there was some question marks. Didn't get the win over Chad. Had some moments, especially in kind of that second, third round, but Chad just too determined. Stayed on Tum and didn't really give him a chance.
Yeah, that's it. Shout out to Chad for a good win in Japan as well.
Yeah, nice one, Chad.
Nice.
Wicked win. He's on a tear again.
He's on a tear. A little bit talking on Instagram. He wants to come on the podcast, so have him on soon. So that's a little bit of the recap on the previous Rebellion show. So just remember, buy live stream.
Tickets almost gone.
Yeah,
probably by the time you hear this, tickets will be gone. But have a look. You should come.
Yeah, we'll be down there.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Say hi to your boys.
Yeah.
I'll be probably a few beers deep by the Rebellion card. That's all right.
Me too.
Are you the first one like off the rank for the main card?
Main card, yeah.
Cool.
I think the lineup as it's advertised makes the most sense. You know, because you got Soraya and I.
Yep.
And you got River and Ramesh to kind of break. Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, I like my position there. There's a couple ones on that undercard that are really worth a look to. Like, I really like Connor Goodman. I really like him. And I like Blake from Superfight too.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really good. I think the Roots kind of progression system is working really, really well. I think it's funny as well. Like, I like the 8-man eliminator to earn a shot on Rebellion, and like this Rebellion undercard is like half the dudes from because like I like the idea like it's to earn the Rebellion contract, but like they're all worth a shot.
Yeah,
like
they're
all really good.
You're gonna get some good stuff out of it.
Yeah, no, I really like Connor though. He's one to watch.
Yeah.
Finding a boy from Double Dose.
Oh yeah. Nicholas Talbot.
I believe I had a hand in helping match this fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So many hats.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So cool. So that'll do it for this week from here. When it is a Rebellion week, we do have a guest on instead from there, so make sure you listen to that. And then the week after that, we'll hopefully be back in and do the recap.
Yes.
Of the Rebellion show. Okay. But in the meantime, follow us on the social medias, subscribe to us on YouTube, rate us on Spotify.
Get your regos in for Siam.
That's it. Yeah,
ladies.
Registration closes on Sunday, which this podcast will probably come out on. So,
yeah, but also like if they only have like 2 ladies registered like they do now, I think they'll take a late reg.
Fair. That's fair. All right, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Peace.